Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today I am in the ZTZ96, and this is next to the CM11, the other top battle rating and top rank Chinese main battle tank. It is more based on a Soviet tank design overall compared to the more American tank design of the CM11, to put it into a nutshell. And objectively speaking, the CM11 is in many aspects better. But there is one thing that I absolutely love about the ZTZ96, and this is my primary ammunition type, the HE shell, because memes that even Article 13 can't prohibit. And you will see some of those memes in this battle. But the other thing is why I want to show you this replay, and yeah, I potatoed here a little bit and fat fingered so the recording didn't start properly, was the pace of the gameplay. Yes, this is played on Karelia, and usually I don't like close quarters map, but this is not a city map. This is not a close quarters map that is straightforward and just going into a line and just fighting around corners. No, there are elevation differences, and this is what I like about Karelia, believe it or not, and I think you'll see why. So yeah, 125mm gun with a very strong AP FSDS round, but in my opinion even stronger HE round. I love diversity, and this is a little bit of a meta breaker for me, this tank, like the Russians, why I love them at high tier. Because everybody is just kiting around, you know, with very quick main battle tanks with strong frontal armor, pretty bouncy. Everybody's shooting the gun breech and gun barrel anyway, and you just blap them and one-shot them, and you don't have to go for a pixel hunt. The other thing is that you see here the markers, which I didn't see in the gameplay, of course, but oh yeah, that is so good. That is so good, blapping those premium tanks. And yeah, then we can see the bow 105, and watch this. I'm range finding him, and it tells me 1600 meters. Look at this. And I aim directly 1600 meters and fire, and what? A 125mm HE spark on a helicopter? I think Gaijin has overdone it a little bit with the HE memes. So have I with the second shot. Sadly, the first shell actually kills one of 3 guys in the tank, but it doesn't really matter because we have 7.5 second reload regardless of what kind of crew you have, because it's an autoloader. 7.5 seconds is still significantly longer than the usual 5 or 6 seconds that the normal average NATO tank gun has. 105 or 120mm doesn't really matter. And so you are by default on a disadvantage, but you don't have to invest the 1 million Civilian crew upgrade, which, yeah, I cheaped out a little bit. How appropriate for a Chinese tank. Okay. Sorry about this, couldn't resist. And yeah, I tried to create here a little bit of a crossfire and just to intercept any sort of rushers. You know, people that just surge across the map. Sadly, I couldn't nail here the plane, but it doesn't really matter. So around about now, I hear an enemy tank, and it is this Begleitpanzer 57. And I first didn't know what kind of tank it was, but the other thing is, again, I see the markers now in the replay, which I obviously hadn't in the actual match. And so I'm listening, you know, I still have a very high in-game sound, because I think it's such an advantage if you have those slower paced games at lower battle ratings or on maps like these. And he saw me, and I briefly saw him, and I thought to myself, okay, I know that he is about to make something. And he tried to make a play. So he goes up the ridgeline and he tries his best, which I highly appreciate. Thumbs up to you, sir. I love if enemies try to make an intelligent play and not just run around the corner and whoever has the better ping and finds the perfect pixel shot, right? So this is an actual thinking man's game, or thinking man's situation. Yes, I overlooked here the Leopard's A1A1 L44. Whatever, the screen is big, I was concentrating on the other guy, and now I shut my engine down. Obviously you can't see it in the replay, but I'm expanding energy with the battery. It is limited, and I hope that I can bait him into expecting this situation, because suddenly he thinks that I have disengaged. But hello there. Goodbye, sir. That was a little bit overkill. Now I know that my turret rotation is pretty low, so I start the engine again because he is so close. And I just expected him to know what he's doing. So there he is. And what is he doing? I'm just holding still. He will spot me at the very last moment. Even in third person, I expect him to go uphill. Does he see me? Oh, this is tough. Nope, he hasn't. And I was pretty lucky that the HE shell didn't ignite here on some bushes, because that would have been nasty. So, we have 3 tank kills and 1 helicopter kill in the bank, which is nice. And so we can see that the enemy team has held A for quite a long time. We have lost now over half of our points, and I now try to make a play here. I try now to go there and just capture it. But I am in a not so great spot, because if I would straight go for A, obviously I would be a prime target for enemy campers. And I hate campers. I hate people that just stay in the back of the map and just, you know, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not actively participating in the gameplay. So I'm observing it here. I see nothing. Again, we see here a marker, but I couldn't see it here with the binoculars or the third-person view. And so I think to myself, okay, I take a little bit the longer route. Yeah, I know it is pretty tough, but then I see that somebody just got killed between my position and our spawn, actually. And this is where I go in and try to... Oh, look at the minimap. There you can see the 2 guys, because they are now so close that they get actually shown on the minimap. And can I get one of them? Come on, again. I heard one at this point, but I didn't see him. And there he is. I have all the time in the world, and this is the relatively bad elevation speed. But the HE shell just doesn't let me down. And it is so goddamn awesome to just watch enemies just disintegrate. So this is kind of the anti-meta tank, and a lot of those elitist players are really mad about getting blown up by HE shells. Now it's really getting close, so the ticket bleed has been enormous, and now I have to hurry up. I think this was not really necessary to save here the automatic or help trying to get rid of those 2 tanks. But, you know, in hindsight, we're all smarter, right? And you guys are actually not playing the match. So now I try to get really into A. And this is now a race versus the clock. And this is where the tank is a little bit better with its 17.8 horsepower per ton ratio versus the CM11's just under 15 horsepower to ton ratio. And we literally fly down the cliff, and we're just going right into A. So can we make it? Do we get tracked? Do we get disabled just before we can reach the cap? Come on. Let's hope for the best. Oh, good. There is a little bit of a dip. And we can see here the marker of the premium Leopard. But I actually didn't see the tank back in the match. I suspected somebody to be there. So this is why I popped the smoke. And yeah, we stopped actually the ticket bleed right there. And it's so important that we did it. So you can see how close it is. Now I use here a little bit of the external camera, because yeah, you actually couldn't really see anything inside of the smoke. So here we are capturing A. And there we can hear a helicopter, and an ATGM is coming my way from the top. I was hiding behind the bunker versus those tanks that I expected, but I didn't expect here the helicopter. And yeah, I hate them, and he still has 4 ATGMs left. Yeah, so I'm getting back some smoke, and then I'm vaping hard here. So my buddy here got destroyed, and now I hope that the helicopter is thinking that he was the only guy going for the cap. So that hopefully saves me, and I'm vaping again. I need to get back some ammunition. I need to get back my crew, which I just now finished, so I'm complete again. and again still vaping hard. I hope that my team has used the time to move up and to again support me here. We need to hold the cap, and we must not lose too many tanks, because then we would lose by tickets, because it's so goddamn close. So now I move out again, and again now I see that an enemy tank has smoked up there, and also I saw the marker on the minimap. I saw also another tank dying on the minimap, and now I want to get into this great position. You'll see it in just a moment. But I hesitate a little bit because it's practically driving through the open. Yes, the road here is in a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a valley, and that protects me from the Raketenjagdpanzer that is in the enemy spawn and shooting cross map here. So I'm a little bit hesitating here. Again, the reverse speed with just minus 7 kilometers per hour is not the greatest. The turret rotation speed on a fully pimped out tank with ace crew and fully spaded is 30 degrees per second. That is feelable better than the 22.5 on the CM11. Again, the CM11 has very capable AP FSTS round, stock AP FSTS round, heat FS round, hash round, but you don't really need this in this tank because the big HE round does the job. 45 millimeters of penetration due to 5.5 kilograms of TNT equivalent is nice. But we can see here the lack of gun elevation and not just gun depression. So we have minus 6 degrees of gun depression, which is just a touch better than the standard minus 5 degrees of gun depression of the usual Russian tank that you're used to from especially lower battle ratings, but only 14 degrees of gun elevation. That's terrible. So you cannot really shoot effectively at aircraft and helicopters, which you can usually do with other tanks. So now I expect that I am safe from the Raketenjagdpanzer, and now I want to create this crossfire. If you look at the minimap, I am on the other side of the map in contrast to the rest of my team, and we are using here a little bit of a triangular shape. And now I go up the meme sniping hill. In most scenarios, this is where the tanks go usually first, and it provides such nice opportunities to just blap enemies that don't expect you. Usually you should have better gun depression, and in a tank with bad gun depression you have to expose quite a lot of hull to get the gun on target. And then I can see him moving, and now I risk it. You know, I'm greedy, I want to get some more kills. I've waited quite a long time, but sadly I don't get gun on him. I initially did a little bit of reversing, and then I take my time here. Oh yeah, that's so beautiful. Just the side of the turret, splashing down, igniting the ammunition, killing the crew, not on a weird pixel hunt, not suffering from lag or any sort of bad ping. It just doesn't matter. It's so satisfying, it's so refreshing, I admit it, I love it. So this is why the tank gets an objective thumbs down, but subjectively it gets a thumbs up, really. I love this, I really love this. Also the look of it, I absolutely adore the look of this tank. It looks just so good, I really love it. So it was not just this game, it was also the previous games. But now look, I played passively, I tried to support my team here, I was passive in the early game, I didn't want to die, and now I'm farming here some enemies. And yes, I know, it's not the greatest skill to use here the HE meme shells, but at least, you know, I really enjoy it. And now I'm getting a little bit my reward here for all the time invested. So I have picked now this Begleitpanzer as the next target. I again take my time. Again, it's pretty risky, but he just has shot his missile, and before he can turn the turret, beautiful, beautiful hull break. So the match is about to end, and that has been game. Yeah, really, really great match. I absolutely loved it. Quick look at the post-battle results screens. Yes, I managed to get at least the screenshots of those once I realized that I actually haven't recorded it. 65,815 civilians and 9,366 modification research points, and the Survivor Award. That was really great. Like a sixth of our total civilian income was down to the rewards. That was really nice. Yeah, and I love this gameplay. This is so refreshing to play. I'd rather have hundreds of those games rather than anything else in War Thunder where it's just, you know, whoever points the gun at the other first. So for my personal taste, I prefer the ZTZ96 in contrast to the CM11. And with having said this, that's it for me today. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if it did, subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know in the comment section if you approve of this gameplay or you think I was too passive, if I should have made better shots, etc. Let me know. And as usual, we will see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.